Hello everyone and thank you for tuning in to TradeChat. My name's Panzer and today we're going to be talking about the Warrior class changes in patch 7.0. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you do, remember to rate it thumbs up. Warriors are fearless combatants on the battlefield. They inspire courage in their allies and fear in their enemies. Soaked in tradition and honor, warriors can be found on the front lines, in the ranks of command, and in the tales of glory passed from generation to generation. Not that any of that really matters, because while all of the other classes in World of Warcraft had these changes in 7.0 to better align their gameplay and their fantasy, Warriors' changes were intended to expand upon customizability options and allow you to make more choices that cater to your own personal playstyle as opposed to a homogenized playstyle. This is particularly true for the DPS specs, Arms, and Fury. Many of your core moves have been trimmed to make room for more active ability type talents. Most notably for all specs of Warrior, stances have been removed. There is a talent called Defensive Stance, but it is a personal cooldown ability that is not really comparable to those that are being cut. Blade Storm is now a baseline ability for Arms, a talent for Fury, and no longer available for Protection. Recklessness has been replaced by Battle Cry for all specs. Battle Cry is an instant ability with a 1-minute cooldown that increases critical strike by 100% for 5 seconds. Due to the removal of raid-wide buffs in Legion, Battle Shout and Commanding Shout will be gone. There will be a new version of Commanding Shout in 7.0 that will replace Rallying Shout. The new Commanding Shout is a 3-minute raid-wide cooldown that increases everyone's health by 15% for 10 seconds. Arms spec warriors are patient and strategic. In battle, they use their endurance and stamina to wear down the enemy. They hold out until the moment that their foe is the weakest and then strike them down with their mighty two-handed weapon. Arms warriors are battle-hardened veterans with both their friends and enemies coming from combat. Violence is the only truth for warriors who have spent a lifetime taking up arms. The first big change for Arms warriors is the rework of their mastery. Weapons Master, which increased the damage of Mortal Strike, Colossus Smash, and Execute by 42%, has been changed to Colossal Might, which increases the damage of your Colossus Smash by 16% and causes it to increase the damage you deal to the target by an additional 16%. Tactician is a new passive for Arms and Legion. Tactician gives you a small chance per rage spent to reset the remaining cooldown of Colossus Smash or Mortal Strike. Cleave, which had previously been removed in Warlords of Draenor, is coming back for Arms Warriors and Legion. Cleave has a 6-second cooldown and costs 10 rage. It strikes all enemies in front of you for 90% physical damage. Each target hit, your next Whirlwind deals 20% more damage. This effect caps out at 100% or 5 targets hit. In 7.0, Slam has moved from the talent tree to your baseline kit. Slam has also been changed a bit, now only hitting for 170% physical damage and no longer having a stacking damage increase for consecutive slams. The Arms artifact weapon is a two-handed sword known as Stormcar the Warbreaker. Fury warriors lust for battle and thirst for blood. Ferocious combatants, Fury warriors dual wield to maximize carnage. Brute force, a whirlwind of deadly blades, and a relentless determination to emerge victorious, Fury warriors displayed unrivaled savagery on the battlefield. One of the first things a Fury warrior might notice in 7.0 is the absence of single-minded fury. You can still dual-wield one-handed weapons, but there is no real reason why you would. With the artifacts being a set of two-handers and no buff, it's certainly not optimal. In 7.0, Fury warriors will be regaining a familiar ability in Rampage. Rampage is an instant cast ability that costs 85 rage with a 1.5 second cooldown. When used, it unleashes a series of 5 brutal strikes over 2 seconds for a ton of physical damage. You can reduce the rage cost of Rampage with talents. Furious Slash is a new ability which will replace Wild Strike. It strikes the target with your offhand weapon for 280% physical damage. Furious Slash increases your Bloodthirst critical strike chance by 15% until it deals a crit, stacking up to 6 times. Bloodthirst has been tweaked for 7.0. Now it deals 225% physical damage to your target, restores 4% health, and generates 10 rage. Bloodthirst no longer has an additional 40% chance to deal a crit by default. Enrage has also been reworked. In 7.0, Enrage causes Bloodthirst critical strikes to increase your attack speed by 100%, but also increase the damage you take by 30% for 4 seconds. The artifact weapons for Fury are two-handed swords called the War Swords of Valahar. Protection warriors are some of the most physically dominant and intimidating combatants on the battlefield. They use their natural advantages and their masterful skill with blade and shield to defend their allies who are behind the front lines. An unbreakable wall, prot warriors are integral to victory, nullifying enemy attacks and setting up opportunities to overpower and eliminate their foe. A big change for Protection Warriors in 7.0 is how they will generate rage. Primarily, rage will be generated for Protection Warriors by taking damage. They can still generate rage by using certain abilities, but that will just be a supplement to their main route of generating rage, which is taking damage, because you're a tank. That's what you do. In 7.0, Shield Barrier is being replaced by Ignore Pain. Ignore Pain costs 20 to 60 rage and causes you to ignore 90% of the damage you take from any source, with the maximum amount of damage you can ignore increasing with the amount of rage you spend. If the maximum damage is not ignored, Ignore Pain will fall off after 15 seconds. Ignore Pain will be your primary defensive rage spending ability. Since warriors will be losing stances in 7.0, they obviously will not have Gladiator Stance or the Gladiator's Resolve talent. This means no more DPSing as a Protection Warrior. On the bright side, it also means that since you won't have defensive stance either, you'll no longer have a DPS penalty when tanking or in solo play. Protection Warriors artifacts in Legion are a one-handed sword called Scale Shard and a shield called Scale of the Earth Warder. To recap everything that I just talked about, warriors in Legion will see their core kit being much lighter than what they're used to because Blizzard has added more ability-based talents so that they can customize their kit to be whatever they want it to be, unless they want it to have stances, in which case you can't have that. Or raid-wide buffs, you can't have those either. Arms warriors are all about dat colossal smash, and Fury Warriors are all about dat bloodthirst, except when they're about Rampage because that hits like a truck and it's real fun to use. Protection Warriors will no longer have Shield Barrier. Yeah, Shield Barrier. Protection Warriors will no longer have Shield Barrier, and instead they're going to have Ignore Pain, which is like Shield Barrier, just not as good. But oh well, it's your life now, deal with it. Also, you can't DPS, that's not what you do. Sorry. I hope that you enjoyed my video about warriors. If you play a warrior, let me know in the comment section below if you are excited or not excited for these changes and which changes are your favorite and which ones are not your favorite. I would love to hear it. Tomorrow will be shamans. I saved shamans for last because I main a shaman, so it's going to be the least. I just dropped a thing, ignore that. I main a shaman, so I figured I would save the video that I would enjoy making the most for last, because that's what you do, you save the best for last. And I play a shaman, yay, shaman. And then we're done. And then we did all the classes. I am going to do an updated Demon Hunter video once it gets closer to Demon Hunters coming out, which is probably going to be in about a month. I'm filming this on the 17th of July, and I'm expecting them to be out in the middle of August. So I will try to film a video about Demon Hunters closer to when they come out, but I have actually already filmed a video on Demon Hunters. It was just a while ago, so I'm sure there's been some updates because that's what alphas and betas and testings are for. I'm gonna go. I hope you're having a wonderful week and a wonderful weekend. And if for some reason we don't chat again before 7.0, which basically just means you chose not to watch my shaman video or whatever other video I put out before 7.0, that's your fault. Screw you. I'm kidding. Have a great time playing 7.0. Enjoy all the nerfs and buffs and etceteras. I'm gonna go. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I love you all. You're in my hearts. I'll see you soon. Goodbye. 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 These were like raining fingers. What was that? Goodbye. Goodbye. I'm sorry. It's been a long life. Also, my warrior, so I've been trying to, I don't know if you noticed, not in every single video, but I kind of tried to like theme my clothing and stuff to each class. Like I did when I did the hunter, I wore the shirt that said friends don't misdirect friends. When I did the paladin, I wore an alliance shirt because paladins used to be alliance only. So I've been like kind of doing this, right? And then today I was like, oh, I'm gonna wear my tank shirt and I'm gonna wear like Viking warrior hair. And it got like really like very out of control very quickly. Like I have no explanation for myself. Sorry. It's just, it got to be really, it's awesome though, right? Like it's awesome, but also like it crosses lines. I understand that. Like it's awesome in a, you didn't just like tiptoe over the line, but you like smashed through the line. You rampaged the line. You fury warriored the line. It was rude. I'm gonna go. Goodbye. Sorry. I mean, there's nothing to be sorry for. I'm going though. Okay, goodbye. Goodbye, 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 goodbye!